$30 million, $15 million, $12 million. And none of these creators have over 1 million views on their videos. This didn't make any sense to me. And so I used software to deeply analyze all 7 of these creators to figure out how in the world they all did this. Today, I'm going to share with you their underlying mindset shift, their strategies, and their tactics so that you can implement them too. Plus, at the end, I'll share with you the sneaky thing that every creator did, but no one mentioned in their videos. Let's dive in. So first is the mindset shift, because strategies and tactics will all crumble without the right foundation under us. And so you might land on these creators' channels and see, 4,000 views, 500 views, 1,000 views, and think that they're not, successful. But that's actually not the metric that they're focused on. They're not focused on more views or more subscribers. What they're focused on is a more engaged audience and more conversions for their business. Sunny actually talks about using the comments section, looking at comments on videos, looking for questions, insightful questions, comments that show resonance with the video content. And Ed also talks about looking at your actual returning viewers on your YouTube analytics rather than views or subscribers as a metric. And so this matters because many small creators, myself included, will upload a video and get caught wasting time and energy worrying that a video didn't perform well because it's an 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 or views underperformed, whatever, instead of actually focusing on what drives conversions and drives an engaging audience for their channel. And so now that we've talked about the underlying mindset shift, let's dive into the specific strategies that these creators use. The first strategy is that videos must solve a specific problem for a specific person. So instead of making broad content about all types of topics and trying to optimize for maximum views, they instead speak to a specific person, a specific pain point for a specific person. They almost all talked about this.
Solves specific problems your ideal client is willing to pay to fix.
You really have to make videos for the avatar we just defined.
This isn't about what you want to talk about. It's what they need to hear to recognize you as the authority who can help them.
And so what this ends up doing is it filters out the casual viewers and only leaves the high intent, engaged viewers for your content that are more likely to be buyers for your specific products on the back end. And the second is that they value authenticity, trust, and relatability over generic authority. They prioritize trust and being genuine over appearing as like a guru or a generic authority.
See, if you show yourself as nothing but authority, if you show nothing but your wins and your successes and how great you are, no one is going to trust a single thing you say because no one sees that and what you are portraying as attainable for themselves.
Specifically with coaching and higher ticket packages where trust is incredibly important between you and the viewer, authenticity makes the viewer feel more connected to you. They feel like they can see themselves in you, and so that increases the likelihood that they will trust you and thus take your advice and believe that you can guide them to the transformation that they're looking for. And so don't be afraid to show more vulnerability and authenticity because it creates the connection with the viewer and increases their trust in your content. So now that we've covered the strategies, let's go into the specific tactics that they talked about using in their videos. The first is effective call to actions. See, most creators think a call to action is throwing a like and subscribe at the very end of your video, but they actually talk about there's a lot more depth to it. There's a what, there's a how, and there's a where to place call to actions. The what is you want to create a call to action that's for a specific type of person. There's hot, warm, and cold. So a hot viewer has already seen your content multiple times. Warm traffic is, they've landed on your videos and channel a couple times before. And cold traffic is for people that have never seen your channel or products before. And so configuring your call to actions towards those specific types of viewers. In terms of how to do them, they almost always talk about rather than just saying, book a call or click the link, to actually start to transition your script into talking about a specific pain point, a specific problem, paint the scenario for the viewer. It can even just be like one sentence, and then shift into, so here's the pain point, and then if you want a specific, step-by-step system for how to solve this, you can check the link below. You can, comment. Sunny talks about comment masterclass to get access to the free training. And so paint the call to action, paint the lead magnet as a complete step-by-step solution to that pain point. And then third is where to do it. Sunny talks about putting call to actions in the first third of your video, because there's so much more engagement in that part of the video than at the very end. 20, 30, 40% of the viewers only ever make it to the end of the video. And so throwing a small call to action under 15 seconds within minutes 2 to 3 to 4, depending on the length of your video, can lead up to 300% more engagement and more conversions for those call to actions just by shifting them to earlier in the video. But see, what I found from watching their videos is that many creators still struggle to actually implement all of the tactics and strategies into their own videos. And so what I did was I pulled all of their strategies and tactics and put it into a checklist Google Doc that you can use when scripting your own videos that you can make a copy of for free. Link below, no sign up, check it out. See what I did there? The second tactic is using proof, testimonials, and case studies to reinforce your authority. What I found was that they frequently used case studies or screenshots or talked about clients that they had as ways to build authority for a subject that they were talking about in their videos. And so they would, post a screenshot of payments or talk about a client that they had or show like a Zoom call that they had with a client. But they were also very genuine with it. I helped this person, rather than kind of in your face trying to sell you, using it more as an authority builder rather than trying to force a sale. And see, social proof builds credibility and authority in the minds of the viewer. And so the more that you can show actual results and show the screenshot or show the Zoom call, show the client that you have the results, the more that the viewer will trust and see the authority in your content and believe that you have what it takes to be able to transfer them and make that transformation for the viewer. And I still see creators out there, making the mistake. They'll talk about transformation or results without actually showing the proof or the screenshot or the Zoom call, whatever it is. The visual is so important, and all these creators, showed this with their video. And so if you can back up the proof with something visual, I think that's huge. So now, rather than just talking about these concepts, I want to actually show you someone who's actually walking the walk and implementing some of these strategies. Maybe you've heard of Dan Bolton, maybe you haven't. He's got 5,000 subscribers and 282 videos. And you might look at the view counts of these last videos, 700, 900, 700, 1,000, and think like, he's views are plateauing, his business must be slowing. But if you actually dig into some of these titles, you might find something interesting. Exactly how I made 100K per month profit, and the weird way I made 20K profit a week. And so, what's actually going on here? I want to talk about two strategies that he's using that we talked about in this video so far. The first is, remember the first strategy of making your videos speak to a very specific type of person? If you look at these titles, the lazy 80-20 model to scale your coaching offer fast, the future of online coaching in 2025, I suck at sales calls, but 1,000 clients later. They're very specific, very targeted to coaching type business owners that want to scale their coaching business. And so rather than making like broad business, broad macro topics, he's speaking to a very specific type of person in his titles and in his videos as well. So I want to actually talk about his video framework in just a sec, because I ripped all of his transcripts that I want to share with you. But if we just take a look at the comment section first, I want to share with you something. If you remember what I talked about at the beginning part of this video, Sunny mentioned how she looks at comments for engaged comments, insightful questions, insightful comments. If you read some of these comments, it might, trigger what I was talking about at the beginning part of this video. I needed this reminder. Love this video. Needed this so much. Incredible to watch. This is brilliant. I absolutely resonated with this video. So you can see that what he's doing is working because of the comment, the engagement, the deep engagement in the comment section as an indicator for speaking to those specific pain points. And so now I want to share with you his kind of simple framework for his videos. You might think that he kind of wings his videos, which he does, but they actually follow kind of a format. And so I want to share with you kind of some of the pieces of that format. Specifically his intro. He always starts with personal greeting, beautiful humans.
Beautiful humans. Let's talk.
And his brand is all about, simplifying business. And so he'll go intro, beautiful humans, personal greeting, and then he'll talk about the problem or common belief or misconception, and then give his contrarian take to that. And then he'll move to some kind of authority, social proof.
And then we also have clients like Jason. He just recently had 100K a month.
And then he'll go directly into, this is what this video is about. And then in his video body, he always talks about specific examples, reinforces with specific examples. He always adds kind of a personal touch. It's not a very, authoritative stance or advice. And then in his conclusion, he always summarizes the main takeaways from the video, and then he'll end with a personal touch.
Jump on a call right now. Sending you a ton of love. Talk soon.
And so what he's done is he's built this kind of personality and authenticity into his videos, where he also speaks directly to his target viewer, his target customer. And he's done it in a way that he's able to build authority and trust with the viewer to be able to get those conversions for his own products and services. So I hope this is starting to make sense for you. We've kind of, zooming out, we've talked about the underlying mindset shift, 2 strategies, 2 tactics. Now I want to talk about the one thing, that the sneaky thing that everyone did that nobody talked about in their videos. If we watch their intros one more time, just the first 10 to 20 seconds, you might notice something interesting.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Most people think you need millions of views to make millions of dollars on YouTube.
There are 2 very different types of creators.
Most people think that making money on YouTube is a game of getting views and luck, but it's not.
See, nobody talked about their intros, but they all follow this exact same format. They all start with a hook that piques curiosity. This could be a common belief, contrarian take, something to pique curiosity and give context for the frame of the video. And then they move to social proof, authority, similar to Dan Bolton, showing authority, showing that they have proof, and then right into this is what you as the viewer will learn from this video. So next time you're watching a video, be on the lookout for this intro and analyze the intros for people's videos. Look at how they're using the hook, common beliefs, talking about problems, talking about contrarian takes, using social proof, case studies, screenshots, and then how they lay out what their plan is for that video. Usually first 10, 20, 30 seconds of the video. Personally, I've been working on this a lot more as I've been learning all of this from all these different creators, trying to work on my own hooks as well. I find that it improves the retention and gives people more of expectation, hooks people more for part of the video, and so you get those more high intent engaged viewers for your videos. I hope this was helpful for you. I know it can be kind of overwhelming to think about applying all of these concepts to your own business and channel at once. I'm running a few more free custom deep dive reports to test a new YouTube system that I'm building that predicts custom high conversion videos for creators. They're super data heavy, super customized, so I can't really handle that many people at once. You can check the description below to see if I have any spots available right now. But remember, flip the mindset from views and subscribers to an engaged audience, resonating content, create videos that resonate, that solve a specific pain point for a specific person, use effective call to actions and proof to build that trust and authority, and use that intro framework that everyone used to improve your intro retention and get more engaged viewers. Hope this was helpful. I'm kind of trying a new format here. Let me know if you like the kind of synthesizing ideas from other creators format, and I will see you in the next one. It's my last week in Kuala Lumpur, so I'm probably gonna go grab a bubble tea or something. Gonna go grab lunch. See ya.